You have seen this kind of word problem a couple of times in school with your teacher before seeing it on a digital assignment today. But no matter how many times you've seen it, it's still going to be a little bit tricky. Let's read it and solve this one together before you try it on your own. Grace was shopping at the book fair. She bought 4 books and 2 diaries. Each book cost $7, and each diary cost $5. Draw 2 tape diagrams to show the money Grace spent. So, I had to really think about what's happening in this problem before I can label anything. What I know is that Grace bought books and diaries, and that I know the price of each item she bought. So each tells me size. I have each cost 7, so 7's a size, and each cost 5, so 5's a size. This is a little bit confusing. So there's 2 sizes, but I also know we're talking about 2 different things. We're talking about books and we're talking about diaries. I'm going to start by labeling my picture as books and diaries. I'm going to draw a tape diagram that represents the books she bought, and I'm going to draw a different tape diagram to represent the diaries she bought. So let's start by looking at books. I know she bought 4 books, and I know that each book cost $7. So I think the 4 books are groups, and 7 is the size. I'm going to draw 4 groups. These are my 4 books. And I know that each one cost $7. So my tape diagram shows 4 books, $7 each. Next, I'm going to draw a tape diagram to show the diaries she bought. She has 2 diaries. I think those are the groups. And they cost $5 each. That would be the size. These 2 squares are going to represent my 2 diaries. And they each cost $5. So now I've drawn my 2 tape diagrams. That's all I needed to do for this first part. I also want you to notice that I labeled that this is diaries. That will help me when I have to look back at my picture to remember what it's talking about. I also labeled that these over here are the books. Okay, part A says, how much money did Grace spend on the diaries? So I know I'm looking at just the diaries. It only wants to know how much Grace spent on diaries. So I have 2 groups of 5. I could do 2 times 5 to figure out the total, or I could do repeated addition. I could do 5 plus 5. Either way, I'm going to realize she spent $10 total. So down here I need to be sure to have an answer with a label, and I'm going to write $10. I don't need a new picture because I already drew a picture up there. Let's look at part B. Part B says, how much money did Grace spend all together? This time I'm not looking at just the diaries. I'm also not looking at just the books. I'm going to look at how much Grace spent all together. So I'm looking at both pictures. I know the easiest thing for me to do would be add up all of those amounts. So I would have 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 5 plus 5. I'm just going to add those up to find a total. So I have 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 7 more is 21, plus 7 more is 28, plus 5 is 33, plus 5 is 38. So my answer is 38. The question said how much money did Grace spend altogether? I wouldn't say 38 monies. I would say $38. Again, I don't need a new picture because I'm using the picture I drew at the top. On the next few pages, you're going to see problems just like this. I want you to notice how in this top part up here where my original word problem was, there were 4 numbers. We're used to seeing 2 numbers. But I also want you to notice it was talking about books and diaries. So I started by writing this word books and writing this word diaries. I drew a picture to represent the books, and I drew a separate picture to represent the diaries. This really helped me organize the information. Next, for part A and part B, I didn't draw a new picture. I just showed my equation and my answer. You're going to do the same thing on pages 3 and 4. Page 5 is a challenge problem.